Hey everybody, this is Mike, and this is part 18 of the Chrono Trigger guide. I did some cuts for this just to try to cut down on the actual time of the video. Yeah, I'll try to explain what I did as we go here, but it should be pretty easy. So, stepping into the elevator, you have to fight this little group here. Which, not too bad. Again, I don't know if you've watched my other video, I described that I like to... obviously, I like to take this group, the Chrono Marl Ayla combination. And unfortunately, that means you only have access to a lightning spell and an ice spell, and not a fire spell. And there's a lot of red scouts in here, and those would typically... you know, they're weak against fire, so you would want to have a fire user, but I don't. And I typically actually just use a lot of Falcon Hit. So you'll see me spamming that pretty hard in here. Makes pretty quick work of some of these fights. They line up pretty well for it, so it just kind of makes sense to use it. So here you hit the elevator switch. And it's interesting to note that the elevator actually goes up one more floor, but you have to ride it all the way to the bottom first. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. And instead of, I mean, unfortunately, when you do that, the good thing about it is you'll get a magic tab out of the deal, but the crummy part is that you'll have to ride the elevator again, and you'll have to go through all these automatic fights. So again, I cut the second elevator ride, and I'm only going to show you guys the initial one. Again, just to try to cut down on the amount of time. This fight pretty easy. I killed Thrashers and then take down the, I think it's the Bargist. Yes, the Bargist, because he's the one that puts the shield on the Jinn. And then take it or hit it once, and it destroys the shield. And then I just take him down with Chrono to finish him off. Righty. This group I probably could have just gotten away with a Luminaire. You know, just finish them all at once. It would have been a little faster, but I went with the Falcon Hit. I did a Falcon Hit and then just maybe a couple more regular fight commands. Let's see, Chrono got an auto attack, so that sped things up a bit. Again, and I mentioned this in my other video, I probably should have swapped the gold stud over to Chrono for a little while yet, but I didn't. Now in hindsight, it would have been much more efficient to just, Luminaire and use more Falcon Hits, because Marl really doesn't do anything, more or less, in these fights. So probably would have been more efficient to just stick it on Chrono. I guess when it all said and done, it's probably not a big deal, because I want to say I use a shelter towards the end anyway. And just restore all my MP and HP, but maybe it would have just been a wash. So there you go, there's the two groups. Like I said, I like to just use Falcon Hit twice and take everything out. That way you don't have to do like a Lightning 2 and then an Ice 2 and then just use the fight command on the Red Scouts or whatever, however you want to take them out. So I go out, hit the switch for whatever reason. I don't think that actually does anything yet. Maybe you have to hit the other switches on the side first. But here I go back up. So like I said earlier, when you take the elevator up, that's what actually gets you to the top floor. So if you want this tab, which is right there on the wall, you have to go there. Which is a little annoying, but whatever. So I go out, come back in, and the elevator's gone. So, unfortunately, like I said, you actually have to take the stairs, all the way down to the bottom. And you have to take the elevator all the way to the bottom, and then ride the elevator all the way to the top, for a magic tab. So, I don't know, if it's, it's not a big deal for you. I see I had a speed tab in there that I didn't use. That's funny. So you know, if you want the magic tab, this is what you gotta do. But anyways, this is now I just cut all the footage of the elevator ride back down to the bottom. So we're at the bottom again. And here I step on the switch again, even though it doesn't do anything. You have to. I'm pretty sure you have to get both of these switches. There's a switch on the left and a switch on the right before that center switch does anything. And here you've got, you know, 3 scouts or scouters, or a scouter and a couple scouts together. Just hit them with a falcon hit pretty quick. Get quick work of them. Couple level ups, cool. All right, so hit the switch. And okay, I don't know why I keep stepping on this. It doesn't do anything until both switches are on. So, whoops. Another mirror fight, exactly like the other side. Quick falcon hit. Take care of these bads. Alrighty. Not much else to say about the Ocean. Like I said, for whatever reason, I thought this place was more difficult or more confusing, I guess. Maybe it was the first couple times I tried it, but it's not that bad. It really isn't. Anyways, so hitting each switch on the sides, step on the center switch, it lowers the platform to the path ahead. Grab the elixir. I made a quick save here. It's not a bad idea. That elevator ride and the stairs can be a bit annoying. So I know I had that in the back of my head when I made this save, and I did not want to go through all that again. Here I think I contemplated, and I did. Okay. So Chrono is gonna be gone for a while after this fight, so that's why I switched out some of his equipment, in case anybody's wondering. And I would recommend doing the same, especially if you've got like a gold stud or something on him, an accessory that you expect to be using a lot of, or getting a lot of use out of. I know the first time I played through this, I had something really decent on him, and I ended up like I said, you can't use them for a while here, so it can be kind of a drag. Iron orbs. So if you thought one golem was rough, 2 golems is a bit worse. I think these guys have magic tabs, so definitely worth stealing. Yep, magic tab. Boy, that was quick. And then I just used the lightning spell right after, and I actually, you know, in hindsight, I should have used, because that was a physical, I should have used a lightning too, because everybody's got the helmets on that reduce the amount of damage taken from lightning skills. And that physical attack that the one on the right hand side did is actually quite a bit more damage, so again. Oh, and then I didn't notice that I had already stolen from that golem. I think that it happened so fast when I played this the first time, that's why. Yep, and then so charm is apparently a physical attack, so I should have again used just another lightning to here instead. Yep, and gold. Chrono pays the price for my weak use of I don't know, their skill order. I guess it's a good thing I had the gold stud on Maul, because she's been getting some mileage out of it. Again, had I just used a couple lightning 2s right in a row, could have avoided some pain. And then they just kept orbing Ayla over and over. So every time you miss with those physical attacks hit so hard. And that is why I think it's a good idea to just spam lightning or use a skill on something like, if you want to charm the stuff, a good example of what to do would be to charm and immediately after use a lightning too. That is as long as you've got the rainbow helmets. If you've got some other, a different party setup, if you're not gonna worry about stealing from stuff from these guys anyway, then obviously your strategy is gonna be quite a bit different. There's some other things that you can do. If you equip everybody with ruby vests, you can just spam fire spells on them, and and then just heal through the fire skills that they'll be using. But as you can see, this was not very efficient. One of the other things that I really should have done would have been to steal from one and then just take it down, just kill it off, and then reduce the amount of damage that they're doing every turn, because these things just obviously lay into you over and over and over. And it can be very difficult to get through the fight as is. I don't know why I paused here. I don't know what I was doing. Not very important, I guess. But there we go. I finally use a lightning. Get these guys to copy my lightning tech so I can get kind of caught up. Yeah, and see, that just does nothing. It's a total of 150 damage across all your characters, which is much better than 300 something to a single character. So again, I don't know why I did that. Seems like a strange idea to just to use an attack skill instead of trying to heal. I think I just said, you know what, I need to try to take one of these guys out. That must have been it. So I just went for a kill shot on one of them. Apparently final attack, or final kick, is a shadow skill, so that's interesting to know. Marl just gets tons of use out of that life spell. Excuse me. Wow. And there you can see. Oh no, I've paused again for whatever reason. Huh. Not sure what I was doing. Who knows? But anyways, that thing is it's using a shadow skill. It looks like Robo's laser. Which, I don't know, it's okay. It's not that didn't do very much. I think I just decided to get Marl a little bit more health. And the one on the right is still obviously doing lightning attacks, which is perfect. So again, had I done this a little differently and had I been thinking a little more, I would have just used a lightning 2, stole from one of them, or stole first, I should say, and then done a lightning 2 just to get them to copy the lightning tech over and over, and then just killed one of them off, and then ideally would have been steal from the second one, then use a lightning tech, and then kind of just use like final kicks or something over and over. Because, I mean, in all honesty, those shadow attacks are pretty weak too. Otherwise, it could have been something like a cube toss and then a lightning following it every time, just so that it keeps copying the lightning tech. So, again, I could have made this much quicker and done this a lot safer. And frankly, more efficiently, because this was just super sloppy. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20, I guess. So, again, learn from my mistakes. I make enough of them. Excuse me. And I was getting a little low on MP again. Which, whatever. It happens. Top myself back up with ethers, and I think one more final kick should do it. I think anyway. I hope. Maybe 2. Let's try 2. Yeah, so this should shadow that shadow attack. That's not real fantastic, so that's definitely not something you gotta worry about. That physical attack, man, that cranks. That hits so hard. And then the burp, the kill shot, that's pretty weak too. That's, what was that, like 80 damage max or something like that? So again, not a big deal. So Dalton's unhappy. So Dalton's got a bad feeling. And somehow they were planning on becoming immortal. Must have been something to do with absorbing Lavos' energy. I guess it makes sense. He's immortal, so, or supposedly immortal. So I guess it's a good theory. Now is the time to turn back. We're a strong beast. Excuse me. There we go, immune. Ramune. Sword alone can't stop it. Well, that's good to know now. So, I don't know. Kind of clueless, I think, when it happens, or when it comes to some of the storyline aspects, but apparently Lavos was summoned by the Mammon Machine, or the Mammon Machine was drawing energy from Lavos. But anyways, so if this is your first playthrough, you're most likely just gonna get one shot, just like I did. Your armor and health is much too low to survive Lavos' attack, and you know, the storyline pretty much dictates that you die here, or he wipes you out on that fight. I believe one of the endings is if you defeat Lavos here. But again, you know, that's more of a New Game Plus option anyway. Oppose me and I will destroy you. So yeah, the queen's basically gone completely crazy. Powers are being drained. So yeah, Magus is gonna try to settle his score with Lavos here. But Magus is not able to do it. So yeah, it is not looking good. Humans can't hope to defeat it. Magus, always worried about Shala. Here's the cutscene. Another cool cutscene that they added for the PlayStation version. Flashback of Janice talking to Chrono. And boy, was he right. I do like the artwork for Lavos. I think they did a pretty cool job, you know, making him look like a parasite. And here we have finally have Chrono meeting his demise. So, again, I hope you grabbed any items off of Chrono, because you won't be able to use them for a while. So Shala uses the last of her pendant's power to teleport us to safety, or is going to, I should say. Don't hate Mother or our kingdom. Well, it'd be kind of hard to not hate her, right? I guess she probably became corrupt under Lavos' influence. I think that's how the storyline goes, so, you know, I don't know. Probably delving into powers she shouldn't have, so I mean, I am not gonna say she's not at all to blame, but who knows. So Lavos looks like he comes out and basically destroys Zeal. Pops out to say hello, and then goes back to sleep, I guess. Kinda neat. Like the new shopkeeper panicking. Just got his hands up in the air, freaking out. Do 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 do. Tidal wave. That'd look pretty scary. I think it'd be running too. Alright. So here, party wakes up in, I think this is considered Earthbound Village. Or the new Earthbound Village? You were delirious. Melchior tried to save Janice, but he was pulled in. So there you go. This is the disaster that sent Janice back in time. And obviously Melchior ended up in the same time period. That's why he's hanging out in 600 AD, and Magus is there as well. Alright. So Moral's got a pennant back. And it looks like, yeah, we're coming up on the end of this video. So the party that I take is Frog, Ayla, and Moral. Again, you know, just like anywhere else, I think you can take anybody who you really want to for this part, but I'm a big fan of obviously the double tech twin charm, so that's why I've always got Marl and Ayla together. And then I just equip Frog up with random stuff. Well, not random, I guess the best of the best. And then I give him the Rage Band. Obviously, I'm not using the Massmune anymore because we finally got, well, I guess it got to the point in the game a while ago where his other weapons are better. So, anyways, that is the party I will be using for the next part. Hope you like the video. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But I hope you join me for the next video. We will see you there.